Booyaka. Welcome back to another episode of the Cinestro Course, your boy Blacksfeet. And today we are talking about the Thunderbolts trailer. Finally dropped. They called it a teaser. Motherfucker, that's 4 minutes worth of film. That's a trailer. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. The Thunderbolts which might be the sleeper film from Marvel coming out next year. I had low expectations for it. The trailer looked pretty fun. I think I might like this a lot. But it's too early to tell. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to get into it because we saw what happened with Secret Invasion. I thought that shit was going to be goated, and I watched it. I was like, I want to jump off a building. But Thunderbolts looks like it's going to be a fun time. It's obviously people are calling it Marvel Suicide Squad. I think it can stand on its own. So let's talk about our thoughts.
I think that's an unfair comparison. Just
that
considering the tone that DC allowed James Gunn to use and kind of like the world they let him play in, as opposed to Marvel. Marvel, we know, is a little bit more strict when it comes to like blood and violence and gore and kind of the sense of humor that James Gunn excels in. I think is a little different. So I think, yeah, exactly. So I just think it's unfair to compare it to Suicide Squad. But I'm excited for it as well because I think we discussed in the text chain about how I like all these characters individually. Whether or not I like the projects they were a part of is a completely different conversation altogether. But I think I like the characters themselves and wish they were explored more or in a more competent manner. And it feels like the Thunderbolts, is finally gonna give us that. We're gonna have some Ghost redemption. We're gonna have some Taskmaster redemption, possibly. And so that's one of the things that I'm super excited for. So kind of see these characters that I think are pretty cool conceptually, right? Or I think their adaptations are cool, but I think they were a little bit underutilized in their movies.
100% agreed. Especially, we were talking about one of my coworkers at work. We're talking about there's different Marvel movies, and we're talking about how Black Widow kind of not fell short, but there's so much left to be desired from that film and various other projects within Marvel. Hopefully this is a good course correct. Hopefully this is let's fix what we messed up in these past projects. Let's go ahead and give these characters another chance to really thrive and shine. Obviously Bucky is well established in the MCU. He's gone from being, an antagonist. I'm not gonna say villain, an antagonist to a very beloved, staple of the MCU. But we have these other characters, like you said, Ghost getting her redemption arc. Taskmaster, we got a new Taskmaster costume, a new Ghost costume. It looks like a fresh start for everyone. John Walker, he got the black suit on. A U.S. agent, my fucking goat. I don't agree. I don't co-sign what he was doing, but he looked.
I do. America, baby.
Yeah, American.
The real Captain America.
Yeah, that's Captain America. That's Captain America, bro. That's Captain America, bro.
Just let Taskmaster talk shit this fucking movie. That's what I want.
Please.
Don't make her fucking mute. That's boring.
Crack. This is the one character that should be doing wisecracks right now.
Just let her talk.
Let her talk shit the way she's supposed to.
Yeah. And I know Graham and AZ. Whenever AZ gets on, we'll let him elaborate. But I know Graham definitely would want to talk about my goat, Lewis Pullman, Bob, showing up as Sentry, the Void. This is gonna be this is one that's gonna make or break this movie. Forget the whole fact that we have 15 different Captain America editions showing up as team members. We need to see how they do Sentry and how they do the Void and how they go about that whole part of the movie. That's really gonna be make or break. And I love Lewis Pullman. Good actor. I loved him in Top Gun.
I think he's great.
That's because I'm a Top Gun glazer. But I love his dad, goated actor. If you've seen Independence Day, But
I'm really disappointed. It's not Steven Yeun like it was he had originally been cast. But I like Lewis, and we'll see how he does.
The casting the castings that were thrown out that people were like speculating. I was like, this is better than. Like Steven Yeun, yes, I wanted Steven Yeun, but it's the ones in between going from Steven Yeun to Lewis Pullman. People were like, oh, I forgot who all. I just know they're all dog shit. I'm not going to try and repeat them. But I was like, this is not somebody who should be in this movie. It doesn't work. That's like when they cast. Burnham. I know, right? Or like Patrick Schwarzenegger as a freaking Tim Tebow. It doesn't work. I get it, but it doesn't work. No, I don't get it. Let me be honest. I don't get it. But anyways, Thunderbolts trailer does look good. It looks like a lot of fun. Let's do our quick hype.
I just want to say something really quick. The kind of the creative team behind it, really quick, that gets me. I'm mixed bag about it. Here's who it's written by: a guy named Eric Pearson. He wrote he wrote Thor Ragnarok, Black Widow, Godzilla vs. Kong, Transformers 1. That's who I'm the least excited about. But it's also written by Lee Sung-jin, who wrote Beef, wrote and created the show Beef, which is great.
That's what Stephen Yeun attachment would have been great.
Exactly. And Joanna Kahlo, who wrote for BoJack Horseman and is the showrunner of The Bear, one of the showrunners of The Bear. So it's like they've got talented people on board, people who know how to write, who are great talented writers, who've got a perspective and a point of view, which is great for a movie like the Thunderbolts, where you'd be like, this could seem like it could be pretty boring and not very exciting. But the director is who I'm iffy on. His name is Jack Shearer. And the last movie he directed is Paper Towns. You know who's in that?
Mark Wahlberg?
No.
Thank God.
Nat Wolff and fucking
is that the
Cara Delevingne.
I know Cara Delevingne. Who the fuck
is Nat Wolff from Wolf Brothers Band?
Yeah. His brother Alec Wolff is the guy from Hereditary. The less famous Wolff brother.
What else has he made though?
Nat Wolff?
Naked Brothers.
No, the director.
Oh, that and a movie called Robot and Frank.
Hey, everybody
Robot
gets
and Frank, Paper Towns, and Thunderbolt. Yeah, he's apparently he's a freaking collaborator with Chance the Rapper, and he directed his concert film. So
yeah, we all know how good Chance the Rapper is.
Exactly. So I don't know, but maybe if maybe all you need is a competent enough filmmaker. We know Marvel doesn't let directors kind of like cook and do like any interesting things from a directing perspective. So if the script is good, then that's fine. I think that's all we need in order for the Thunderbolts movie to be good.
As long as it doesn't look insanely like it's in the volume, I think we should be
exactly. Yeah, exactly. As long as we've got a semblance of practical sets, then we're good.
Yeah,
but yeah,
right now we're already doing better than Quantum Mania. Because we've got better writers.
Oh yeah,
and it doesn't look like complete and total dog shit.
And it doesn't have Peyton Reed directing.
Peyton Reed attached.
So that in and of itself, chef's kiss, beautiful.
I think it will be a fun time. Now, how good of a fun time is yet to be seen. Because, like I said, this film is not really an out of left field film, but it's like where does this fit into the grand scheme of the MCU?
Yeah.
But
can it be a new Guardians? Can it replicate that? That series, that trilogy's success? Who knows? We'll see. But there is what's it called? I'm forgetting. Sorry, I'm brain farting. There is it's happened before, and then the precedent. There's precedent. Yeah. There's precedent. So that's exciting because if all works well, then I wouldn't mind spending 2 or 3 different movies with different iterations of this team. Probably lesser known Marvel B, C villains who we only saw once, and that can be a pretty exciting kind of continuation or a way to connect the universe.
And I really do. I'm a fan of Sebastian Stan, especially as Bucky Barnes. So it's always good to see Bucky come back in some form or shape. So we'll see how this goes. I think
he's got a bob now.
I know they're trying to get him back to that Winter Soldier look, trying to show his hair growing back out.
Doesn't work.
Let him grow the greasy shit back out, bro. He looked like Keith Urban.
No, let him cut that shit down like he had it in
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Nah, give him that faux hawk shit.
Yeah, give him the Falcon and the Winter Soldier cut. That shit was lit.
Nah, my hype for this is it's sitting right now at a 6.5, going to a 7. I don't want to put it too high and then be let down. I also don't want to put it super low because that's not fair. I am hyped for this, but I'm not. I need to see a little bit more. I want to know a little bit more about what's going on. I also want to know what's up with the little asterisk at the end of the title there. I don't know what that means yet. I haven't done my research, but we'll find out.
There'll probably be a joke about how that's their name for now, but it's actually kind of stupid because they can't decide on it or whatever. Probably. I agree with you. I give it like a 6.5, 7. I don't want to be too hyped or too excited for it, but I don't think it's going to be too terrible either. I think it'll be, pretty good. And like I said, and like we were saying in the group text, is if Marvel can deliver with 2 good to great movies in Brave New World and Thunderbolts, I think that'll be back on track. If they can open up the year with 2 good Marvel movies, that's a great way to go about it. Is Captain America was a signature character, even if it is
DEI Captain America.
Even if it is
Black in America, let him be his own being. My goal,
flagship, flagship character. So if you can do that with a flagship character and then a team in a movie like the Thunderbolts, I think that would be a good sign of things to come. So yeah, 6.5, 6.5, 7.
I'm giving it an 8. I'm excited. I like everyone in this cast. The only person I don't know well is Lewis Pullman. That's only because I've seen Top Gun once. I haven't seen anything else. But I'm excited for Sentry. I hope they don't nerf him. They don't have him do stupid shit like they did with Vision to
God dang,
to power him down constantly. I want him to be what he's supposed to be, which is fucking insanely strong. I want him to accidentally punch through someone and scare
emphasis on the insane.
That's what I want from Sentry.
Emphasis on the insane.
And make them fucking crazy.
Insane.
Yes, agreed.
I think real quick on Bill on Lewis Pullman, Bob Sentry. I almost said Bill Pullman. That's his dad. Big emphasis. A little what's it called? Little note on that. If he can pull off the dual role, dual mindset part, playing 2 different characters in the same body, he's gonna carry this film on his own. Forget what everyone else is doing. But if he plays that part better
right, than Amandla and fucking acted like, we'll be fine.
Oh my god!
All right, EZ, what is your hype rating for the Thunderbolts?
Listen, I have opinions.
No, okay. Just you're hype. That's it.
just let us know.
Look,
for real.
I'm gonna be real. It's like a 7. All right.
Okay.
That's not a good 7. That's not a bad 7. That's just I'm gonna have to see 7.
Cautious 7
for myself.
It's a very cautious 7 because
it's a 7 with an asterisk next to it.
Deadpool and Wolverine was good, but it wasn't like say the MCU good. It was just say the MCU good and the fact that I got what I wanted out of the movie. Right. I have no expectations for this.
Chicken tenders.
It's a fun movie.
I have no. Yeah, it's a chicken tenders in cinema. Exactly. I had no expectations really for it. I was just like, all right. So when Thunderbolts came around and they released the trailer, which I definitely did not see prior by any means. Legally,
no. We had no idea.
We had no idea.
I didn't even know if it was coming out.
Oh God, I didn't even know Thunderbolts.
I forgot.
Crazy. It all looked good. I like the costume change on Taskmaster. That's very awesome.
Yes,
I like how that's because that mask was like I don't know what that Dick's Sports Center shit was in the last one. It's like Casey Jones as a bike helmet.
Blue. What's it called?
They look cool. They look cool. They do look cool. I just really am very scared about Sentry because so far, like the last character I like with mixed personalities in Marvel, they fucked up. Like every single time they have one. The Hulk, mixed personalities, they fucked up. They had fucking, what's his name? Moon Knight, they fucked that up. So, if they fuck up Sentry, no, they fucked up Moon Knight. They
could have done better.
Yeah. He's not as funny as he is in the comics. Or as crazy.
Like if they showed the Void in this, which I don't know how they would, I hope that the Void doesn't do any jokes. If he does, they're like, dark funny, like they're not supposed to be funny. I want like an actual like menacing presence to it. So
he thinks he's being funny, but it's just actually terrifying.
Yeah, exactly. It's his sense of humor.
You're gonna have the wrong people trying to say he should be saying certain things.
And I would like this like villainous level arrogance that comes with him, like a Doom-esque energy, because that's what the Void is. He's like evil incarnate. So as long as they don't fuck that up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You understand Boris Gerardo. If they get the Sentry and the Void right,
his tone.
This movie should be okay. Yeah, that is true. Because a lot is writing on. I mean, I say we're probably exaggerating, but it's like we've seen all these characters in the Thunderbolts before. The Sentry and the Void are the
new
first
character
two that we haven't seen, and that's exciting. And he's such a cool character that if you know it will leave a bad taste in your mouth if they fuck it up. So yeah, I totally understand. No matter how good the movie is, you're just like, dude, they nerfed the shit out of Sentry. It's just like
he's gotta
I can't do it.
So we'll really see in the coming months. Of course, we're approaching. We're at the last part of the year right now, in the last quarter, last third. We're approaching Q4 of 2024.
The trimester.
Of course, more stuff will come out. More news will come out. Then of course, more trailers will drop as we get closer. I'm expecting another trailer before what's it called? The Brave New World. They'll probably drop another trailer like a.
There'll be a Super Bowl trailer for sure.
For sure, yeah, Super Bowl trailer, 100%. And then of course, Brave New World comes out in February, Black History Month, and then we go from there and see what else they got dropping.
You think they did that on purpose?
Yes, Black in America.
He said yes.
I will be in the theater with my shield on and my Hotep hat
on Juneteenth.
No, I'll be in there. So. Man, great show, great time, great movie. Speaking of another great, we all know some of the greatest athletes, go through trials and tribulations. But there's a certain athlete who I wouldn't necessarily consider him the greatest in his position, but he's one of the most notorious and most known for the things that happened off the football field. Forget on
Air Bud
off the football field. And that is another notorious
actor. Air Bud is crazy.
Another notorious.
Ray Rice.
Another notorious.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Mike Tyson.
Brett Favre.
Another notorious. Same category for that guy, but
CJ Stroud.
No, that's
the GOAT. You mean Deshaun Watson?
No way. I'm thinking someone else.
Yeah,
OJ
Simpson. Deshaun Watson.
Bandit.
No, Bandit.
We're talking about the one, the only one of what could have been one of the best tight ends in the league, Aaron Hernandez.
Tight end.
As you know, damn. As you know, damn. Christ. As you know, now on streaming on Hulu, live on FX. Is it FX, right? FX, and on Hulu is American Sports Story, a continuation of the vast world of Ryan Murphy's freaking American Insert Something Here story. Of course, he started off with American Horror Story, very successful. Moved to American Crime Story with the OJ Show. Then he has Monsters, which is also interesting. But then we have American Sports Stories, a new iteration, focusing on sports, I guess, criminal activity in sports. And what other to do than start with one of the biggest stories in the last 10, 20 years, Aaron Hernandez. Because they already did OJ. You can't redo OJ for this show. That was done on the crime story part.
It's the same thing. It's like what's it called?
The anthology.
An athlete
anthology. Yeah, the first season was OJ. This one is
it's two. So crime story is its own like branch. This is sports story. So there's like gonna be other sports ones, but crime story is like that one. There was the freaking Gianni Versace.
But it's all like But it's all and then there's Ryan Murphy.
It's Ryan Murphy. It's the Murphyverse. It's all in the
Murphyverse.
So,
the Murphyverse.
But this
did Ryan Murphy make Hollywood?
Yeah.
And Glee.
Yes.
Huh? And
Glee. He was part of Glee too.
How do these fit into the greater Ryan Murphy cinematic universe, though?
Glee.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
How do they all connect?
How
do they connect,
bro?
They're an interconnected universe.
Yeah.
Niggas be singing.
And he was watching Glee on the TV when he killed.
Oh my God!
When he allegedly killed
Ryan Murphy. Ryan Murphy's also involved in several other projects too, besides just his main, his stuff.
A lot, he writes a lot.
He does a whole lot.
You know.
But we'll talk about Ryan Murphy here in a minute. The first thing I want to start off with on the Aaron Hernandez show before we get into it. I don't want to rehash his story. Basically, long story short, football player, had CTE, killed a bunch of people, and then he died because he killed himself in prison for reasons we'll get into later on once the show develops. If you don't know his story, don't look it up. Watch the show first, then form your own opinions, then look up the story. But for those of us who do know, there's a lot more than just that. It's really tragic at the end of the day, all that happened. There's a lot of opportunity for him to turn his life around. And the show does a great job of showing those points. Let's start with at the top with the cast. Josh Andres Rivera, phenomenal actor. And he is carrying this fucking show. He is cooking. Every scene he's in, whether he's on the field showing the mindset of an athlete, whether he's talking to his brother, talking to his mother, his father, showing the familial interaction, showing his him processing his own feelings, emotions, sexuality, things like that. It's so great seeing an actor portray all that and portray it flawlessly and effortlessly. He's doing what needs to be done.
Yeah, Josh Rivera might be the best thing about this.
He definitely is. I'll say that.
He truly is amazing. I do think it is a star-making turn. I think he's fantastic. He's a phenomenal actor. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
And he is the reason alone that you should watch it. You should just be like, this guy's incredible. Even if you don't like the show or if you don't like the story or certain adaptive choices that they're making. I think his performance is undeniable.
Yep. And I'll follow up on the heels of Josh's performance. I'm gonna throw whoever the actor for Urban Meyer, Tony Yazbek. I don't think I've seen him in anything else yet.
They have a lot of Broadway. They have a lot of
Broadway stuff, but I haven't seen him in
Tony
a lot of
Yazbek's a Broadway actor. Lindsay Mendez, who plays his cousin, is a Broadway actress. Tammy Blanchard is a Broadway actress. Norbert Leo Butz.
Classically trained Broadway actor.
We're talking about good actors, bro.
One of the best.
One of the greatest ever.
We're talking about good actors, not. Look.
You're right. Not great actors.
No.
We're talking about good, not great.
We need to stop putting Patrick in. We got to start putting in Arnold's
real son,
his illegitimate son, the one who looks like
more like him.
That's the guy we need.
Oh my god.
Fuck Patrick.
Nah, but everyone who's been performing, especially those two, Josh and Tony Yazbek are probably the best performers in this show. Like there's nothing bad I can say about the two of them. Sorry, AZ was fighting demons there. What's going on? I had to mute him real quick.
AZ was pulling Aaron Hernandez.
Nah.
Leave that up to your interpretation.
No, yeah. The way Tony portrays Urban Meyer, it's so different from the Urban Meyer I've seen watching different, seeing him in games and interviews and things like this. Is a crazy portrayal of this guy, and they do a good job. I don't want to spoil too much going into the third episode, but there's certain scenes where I'm like, this guy can fucking act, and obviously he's a stage actor. He can handle.
So he's great. Exactly.
Doing different, different emotions and different facets of performance there, and man, you just see it. So I'm excited to see how the rest of the show plays out. I'm a little cautious because Ryan Murphy has a tendency to exaggerate certain elements
and exaggerate and romanticize certain aspects about, and it's so, and I mean, not to jump on your toes, but I think this it's so complicated when you're dealing with real people and real situations and things that actually happen, because at the end of the day you are making TV. You have to make it engaging and entertaining. And real life isn't always like that, right? You can read the headlines, you can read the news, but for the most part, it's not as exciting and as propelling as you would think. So some adaptive choices do have to be made, whether that be from a character perspective, i.e. making Aaron Hernandez either bi or gay, as the show is very, they took a stance and they made a decision and they're going with it, right? Whether it be that or whether it be Urban Meyer's kind of underlying, his own psychology, and so a lot of times, you know, that if you're adapting a book or something, it's less complicated because they're not real people, right? But you're talking about people who actually existed. Aaron Hernandez existed, right? His family existed, his friends existed, and so making these choices that aren't concrete, right? That are only assumptions or rumors or alleged, you know, and it kind of making me like, this is the definitive decision that we're making and going with, does I think kind of rub people the wrong way and does kind of complicate people's feelings for it. But I do want to say that I defend it, because at the end of the day, like I said, you have to make you have to make a creative decision, and that makes his character more interesting and more dynamic, right? And it gives the actor more to work with, right? Because it's giving him layers upon layers upon layers when it comes to his performance. So, you know, and I like Ryan Murphy. I think, you know, he makes a lot. He has a lot of misses, but I think whenever he is cooking and he's firing on all cylinders, his shows are incredibly engaging and entertaining. And there's just something so like you can sink your teeth into them, and they're just really juicy. You're just like, hell yeah, dude, this is pulpy, and I fuck with it, you know. So
just say
yeah, I
like
think it's a great show.
I
do like this.
I do like Glee. Yes,
I do like Glee, but I love Hollywood. You love Hollywood. I love the OJ show. I love this show. You know, so there's a lot of things that I think that are.
There's a lot to like when it comes to Ryan Murphy.
And there's also a lot to dislike.
Yeah, all of American Horror Story.
My goat, David Cornsweet in Hollywood. My goat, not Patrick Schwarzenegger and everything else.
God, he's so fucking bad in this show, bro.
Like,
he's bad.
We'll talk about that real quick too, because that's one of my biggest critique of the American Sports Story is some of the casting is very puzzling to me, because you look at the people they're supposed to be playing and you're like, what the fuck? This doesn't look like anybody. You know, for example, Patrick Schwarzenegger. Look up Tim Tebow right now and look up Patrick Schwarzenegger. And
it's almost uncanny.
That's the same guy. Tell me these the same people, bro. They're twins. Oh my god. No, look at the guy who plays Cam Newton and tell me that's Cam Newton. You can find someone who looks a little bit alike.
Sure, but I don't think it's about finding someone who looks like them because at that point what you're doing is an imitation. And from an acting perspective, an artistic perspective, that complicates things. You want somebody who can, like Urban Meyer, for example, like Tony Yazbek. He looks nothing like Urban Meyer at all.
But he's
like
a great actor.
But he's a phenomenal actor. Exactly. So, like, if you cast somebody who doesn't look like the real life person, that's fine. But don't cast someone who looks nothing like him, and then on top of that, can't offer a good acting performance. What the fuck are we doing?
Nah, see, it's just like, acting aside, bro. Look at him. Look at him. Cast someone who's a little bit more beefy. You expect me to believe this little skinny beanpole dude is playing quarterback at Florida, an SEC school? My guy, brother.
I agree. Josh Rivera.
He looks. He's built. Josh is in shape for this part. He looks like an actual football player. Then you look at Tim Tebow.
I think he looks a lot like. He doesn't look exactly like Aaron Hernandez, but I think like I'm watching it, I'm just like, holy shit! Like,
it's a different. If you saw him in West Side Story, you saw him in Hunger Games as Sejanus Plint. It's almost like a complete 180, like physique wise. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Look at him in this show, and like looking at him in his past performances. Then you look at Patrick, who's been the same size in every role I've seen him in. How am I supposed to expect?
Just as dog shit and everything as well.
Freaking Golden Boy, bro. It's the same guy. It's Golden Boy just playing football, and that's essentially the same. That's essentially who he was in Gen V, the star of the university. So I don't know. That's
the quarterback critique. So to speak.
Yeah, and that's my biggest critique. It's not working for me. It takes me out of the show a little bit, because when I see all these other actors being the people they're portraying, I'm like, okay, it kind of makes sense, because yeah, they don't exactly look like them, but they're performing well. It doesn't matter. Then you see Tim Tebow, Patrick. I'm like, all right, anyways, luckily the I guess the Tebow centric episode's kind of done this week, so we'll see how it goes moving forward. I want to see how they do like Tom Brady and the Patriots. I'm really interested to see that.
I do want to say one thing. I've only 2 episodes in. There's already 3 episodes out. I hope the show, I doubt it will, but I hope the show kind of critiques like the NFL's inability to kind of protect their players and kind of how they knew about CTE and they knew about how concussions can the long-term effects it had on players, and that's a large part as to why a lot of people allegedly think that Aaron Hernandez committed the crimes that he did, et cetera, or did what he did. I feel like the show's gonna be way too soft on the NFL from that sense, and I feel like them kind of exaggerating or making the decision that Aaron Hernandez was gay or bi or queer, whatever, and that being an inner turmoil that he's dealing with, not only I think makes his character more interesting, but is a way for them to be like, okay, let's focus on this aspect of the story, right, and tell it from that angle, as opposed to, hey, the NFL is kind of incredibly responsible for like a lot of the lives that they have damaged, throughout the years of having this information and knowingly not doing anything about it. You get what I'm saying? So, we'll see how that develops. I doubt they'll even like touch on that at all, but
they won't.
But we'll see.
They won't.
But
it's just, knowing that what happened, and it's largely a result of the deteriorative brain damage that Aaron was going through, that countless other NFL players have gone through. There's over 300, I think like 345 athletes who have known cases of CTE, and there's over like 600 that have undiagnosed. But we can tell, kind
but
of
only
tell.
one of them is the king of comedy.
Who?
About AV?
Yeah.
Oh, ESPN.
Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown.
The GOAT.
Yeah, I think he might. He's got it.
On a more serious note, do you think Chris Benoit is going to be on American Sports Stories or American Crime Stories?
Probably American Crime.
That would be a very good show.
You're joking around, but I do think that would.
I think that'd be a good. No, I'm not. I'm pro. That would be a good show.
It could be. It could be that they'll probably do sports, because I feel like
it's gonna get like banned, but it'll be a good show.
With American Crime Story, I feel like they're leaning more towards real, like, I mean, it's all involving some criminal element at some point.
Because he did it.
But that one right there, I think that would fall under sports. They do a lot with exploring the WWE and the dark period of like the Attitude Era and everything that we experienced growing up. As
McMahon would never sign off on it, bro.
He don't have no power no more.
Yeah, Vinny Boy sold for you,
McMahon been exposed. He's done for.
He's good.
It's over.
It's over.
He just gotta accept it at this point.
Yeah,
because we finna cook his shit.
It's a great show. I think people should watch. I think it's one of the better Ryan Murphy shows. Don't watch that dog shit that's coming out, Grotesserie or whatever the fuck, with Travis Kelce. Skip. Y'all can skip that shit.
He said skip.
Y'all can skip that shit. Watch American Sports Story, Aaron Hernandez instead.
Now, even the Melendez show, the Melendez brother one, it does pose a question. You mentioned it earlier, like some of the creative choices. It makes you wonder: does Ryan Murphy still have it? We've seen the success of American Horror Story. We've seen the success of the OJ show, all his other projects in between. But then you come to Monsters, which did get a lot of negative feedback. Then you have the Jeffrey Dahmer. That was the Jeffrey Dahmer one, the first one on the Monsters umbrella, and then of course Melendez Bros story, which takes a lot of creative liberties on its own, and it changes some things. I'm like, bro, I've looked up this case a couple times, and I'm not saying I'm an expert on it, but there's some parts of this show that I'm like, I don't know how much this is true, how much this is like, oh, maybe it's just speculation.
Right. And it's important, and I think it's an important conversation to have, because it's like, well, how much responsibility do artists have when, like, when making these creative decisions, right? It goes back to what I was saying, like, these are real people. This is a real case. These are real situations that happen. And the fact that, for example, like, that he makes it an incestuous homosexual relationship when, for example, the brothers themselves were like, we're not gay. It was not incestuous, and this was not enjoyable. And, you know, and from that, you know, but then still making the decision to make it that is incredibly, I think, problematic and you know, should bring about that conversation about what artists can and can't say, what artists can or can't do when adapting a real life story based on real life people, you know. So it's you know, there's two sides to that extreme, right? That adaptive choices. Sometimes it works, like I think it does in the Aaron Hernandez show, and sometimes not so much when it comes to the Menendez brothers show, Monsters. Yeah. So, and
that's one of the things my girlfriend brought up earlier. We're talking after breakfast, just talking about, you know, Ryan Murphy's approach to this particular, and even with the Aaron Hernandez show, there's still some like, not, I won't say red flags, but questions I'm asking in my head. What are they going to do moving forward into that show? Are they going to focus more on the CTE aspect? Or are they going to try and dive into how he was struggling with his own sexuality? But they're trying to, are they making that the reason why he killed people, or is it the brain damage? I want to say it's the brain damage, but if it's Ryan Murphy's choosing to lean it toward, mind you, I'm gonna cut him some slack too, because he's not directing this, but he is producing. Do
we really know why he did it? Also,
it's not just Ryan Murphy. I feel like you're right. I feel like we're putting like a lot of this blame.
It is speculative.
We mentioned Ryan
in its nature. It's just that's the decision him and his team have made. And then maybe it's because of the NFL. Maybe it's because they felt it was a more engaging story. We don't know. But I just hope they mention it a bit.
Right. But
these events are being dramatized. So, like,
yeah, exactly.
You know, to some extent, you should expect that things are going to be a little bit embellished and blown up. But still, for example, Luis just said the Melendez brothers spoke out against the show. I read about that too, because the whole incestuous relationship, and like they said that didn't happen. They can defend themselves right now. Aaron's dead. He can't speak up against this.
Yeah.
He can't say this didn't happen. So at this point, the show's just, whatever happens, everyone's gonna be like, oh, okay. And you know, the most not to call people dumb, but the common mind is gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah. He was mad because people thought he was gay and he wanted to kill the niggas that said he was gay. Like, bro.
people with peasant brain, you mean?
Yeah.
The not knowers who don't know. The real knowers who know.
Yeah. You said, just to emphasize, Ryan Murphy didn't write the Aaron Hernandez show. He didn't direct anything. He just executive produced. But, you know, it's still, everything we're saying still stands. You know, the creative team behind it and the decision making behind it.
So I hope that the rest of the show does focus more so on the fact that Aaron's brain was deteriorated to, it looked like a fucking walnut. And that's the reason why.
Something tells me it's gonna focus more on the fact that he was gay and his dad was homophobic. I don't know. That's my guess. That his dad was Puerto Rican and Catholic and homophobic, and was like, being gay is bad, as I call you the F slur, and so you should probably not suck dick. Then
if it's gonna go the same, we keep saying Melendez. It's Menendez. My fault. I've been saying the wrong thing.
I said Menendez.
I said Melendez. My bad.
I don't even know who they are.
I don't know. I don't know where I got that one from.
TikTok was defending them for a really long time. Remember when TikTok was like, well, maybe they're innocent.
What?
Because they killed their parents, remember? Because their dad was sexually abusing one of them.
Ketchup hat on.
We're on
Pokemon hat on.
Mm. Yeah, because I got the Mew Nike hoodie.
Oh, that's hard.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to take that off you real quick. Let me get that real quick.
Hell no. Apart from my cold dead hands. But while I was sorting out the demise of my recording equipment, I did figure out I was listening to what you guys were saying, and nice. I do indeed think that it's very interesting to not really go for a motive on why Aaron did it, this, that, and the third, you know, or to like blame the NFL or blame like his mental issues or whatever. I feel like at the core of this, like, even though it does involve a murder and everything in this whole trial and all these other crazy aspects, that what the show at its core is trying to get you to focus on is that this is the story of Aaron Hernandez. This is what got him from point A to B to the unfortunate end of Z, where he ended up being at the end of his life. And I figure that's what's getting lost a lot in translation with this show, where there's a lot of discourse on like the sexuality aspect of it or that. Now, granted, if they focus on that a little bit too much, it can deter away from the real focal point of what this story should be about. But I still think it's just important to remember, like, this is a real story. You know, this is something that somebody went through. To what severity, who can say, is it has to be drawn up for television? But, you know, just maintain that focus. Also, I would like to add, I haven't seen a single episode of this. I don't like football, so I don't give a shit about it.
You're good. Can I just mention something really quick that I think might be the worst? Season 3 of Monster might be the worst season of television of all time. You want to know what it's
What's
about?
It gonna be?
Who's the main character?
Mike Vick.
It's Charlie Hunnam playing Ed Gein.
Oh, god damn it!
Why?
Let me make sure who Charlie Hunnam is.
The guy
God, you've seen from Pacific Rim.
That's a horrible fucking choice.
Riley Beckett.
His accent's gonna be atrocious. I know, bro. I just saw it.
No.
Charlie Hunnam's gonna play Ed Gein in Monster Season 3.
Tim Blake Nelson was right there.
Oh my god.
Charlie Hunnam.
This was my fallback century. Why is he playing this?
That's
bro,
what did I tell you earlier? What did I tell you guys earlier?
Dog shit casting.
That was
atrocious.
Least I said Nicholas Costa Waldau would have been a good choice if he was like 10 years younger.
John Malkovich should have played Ed Gein or whatever.
Yes, thank you. That's a perfect cast.
Charlie Hunnam.
No, you know who I really feel like could do a good job too.
Stop making these serial killers sexy. What the fuck are we doing?
If you wanna,
Ryan Murphy, you this is crazy. Stop.
If we need a semi-uggo who's a pretty good actor, John C. Reilly. I feel like John C. Reilly would be an interesting Ed Gein.
Sure, yes, better than Charlie Hunnam.
Anything is better. I can do it. I'm a hideous boy.
That was also really bad.
Yeah, but it's better than Charlie Hunnam.
No, don't put that man. No,
we get Adam
They're
Sandler.
both really fucking bad.
Who would you pick, Charlie Hunnam or John C. Reilly?
You know who I'd pick.
John C. Reilly. Exactly.
No.
You pick Charlie?
No.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Anyways, John C. Reilly?
I put Danny McBride before I put. I put Danny McBride before I put.
Why are we going with overweight comedic people from the 2010s?
Because they're better actors than Charlie.
Because
Jonah Hill.
Did you see? You saw him in Covenant, right? I feel like he can do other roles besides comedy.
He can.
So let him try something different.
He was just Eastbound and Down in space. All right, he plays the same guy in every movie, but at least he's entertaining about it.
At least he's entertaining. Yeah.
That's true.
Wait a minute. True. The Rock. Yes. And he heads the crime
muting him right.
No,
it's over.
Yeah, keep The Rock out of all cinema.
Thank you.
Boycott Red One. If you see The Rock in person, call him a fucking bitch and slap his bald ass head.
Red One is
call
only going to be
dud and then walk away.
Red One's going to be carried by Chris Evans and by J.K. Simmons' swole ass.
That bullshit can't be fucking carried by anything.
Get J.K. Simmons in that game.
It's gonna drag them all down with it.
It's actually it looks bad, dude. The trailer came on before we watched Blink twice, and I wanted
of horrible trailers. Y'all want to talk about Sinners?
Wait.
Don't fucking play.
Before we do that, I just want to say this is pretty good news on the side of the cartoon sphere.
All right, everybody.
We got
look. Anyway,
no. Okay, I wanted to talk about this and I forgot to put it in the group chat, but I remembered it now, and it's like very brief.
Talk about it.
Look,
I'll cut it out.
There are two cartoons. Technically, they're anime, but they're American made, so I'm calling them what they are. They're cartoons made by Netflix, and they are amazing. One of them has Graham McTavish, who is probably in one of your fancy schmancy A24 pieces of shit you like, Luis.
But he's in House of the Dragon.
He's really good in
House of the Dragon.
He is
my goat.
He's in The Witcher.
Yeah, but Oh my god, this man
doesn't
lose.
A24 joint,
but look,
and he's talking about cartoons.
But look.
Okay,
we got a trailer.
Talk about this fucking cartoon.
Look, we got a trailer for the Devil May Cry series. I'm very excited. I'm very happy.
I knew he was gonna say some fucking bullshit.
It looks very awesome, and it's like the last good thing. And also, we got a new trailer for Castlevania, and I think it's pretty cool because they might have Graham Tavish. No, it's still going. It's fucking fantastic. What are you talking about? Watch it. It's fucking amazing. No, I like those.
I've seen too many.
Yeah, guys. So if y'all are autistic, go watch those cartoons.
All right. Well, before we get shoved in the locker, you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. All right.
No, Castlevania is really good. So I didn't know there's a new season coming out. So that's amazing.
Yes, it's about good and bad people, saints and sinners. Hey, speaking of sinners, let's talk about a movie that I didn't know was about to come out until today. I did not know about this movie until today. I genuinely had never fucking heard of it until
you watched the trailer?
5 p.m. I didn't know anything about it. I was at work and I was literally sitting in the office and I found it while I was just watching videos and I was like, the fuck is this?
Apparently it's like next year. That's what that is.
The
best movie of 2025 is what it is.
I don't know.
We're talking about the same movie.
It looks like
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan doing that fuck ass accent.
Also,
no, that movie does not look.
Hold on.
You know I don't care about Ryan Coogler. Ryan
trailer.
I've seen the trailer.
It's like
the trailer looks fine. I was expecting it to look better.
It's like Ryan Coogler's trying to do an impression of Jordan Peele.
This looks like if Ryan Coogler made a straight to Netflix fucking movie and it somehow got
it feels like that trailer is it looks like it's so incredibly shot. It's got some of the best like cinematography of any of his other movies. What are you talking about? That looks like the best made. Look at that trailer again and tell me it doesn't look lame. It looks
like a combination of milk and toast, my brother. Milk and toast. Milk.
It looks lame.
Get out of here. Cartoons.
Because they're good. Because there's at least actual creativity.
I'm about to blow my fucking brains out live on this goddamn podcast.
Do it right now. Do it right now.
As much as I think that trailer looks a lot just like I don't know, like
right now.
It feels like Ari
crazy.
It feels like I don't know. It feels like just. It doesn't feel special. It feels like the Crazies, but with niggas. Like it doesn't feel special. That's all it feels like, yo. I will be honest. Like I watched it, I was like,
but it just doesn't look. It doesn't look cool, bro. It looks lame.
Yeah, it's not enticing.
And it's got Michael B. Jordan, who I don't like, as the lead, playing two motherfuckers doing the same dog shit fucking motherfuckers. No, bro.
Look.
I lost all hype.
I thought it was intriguing. Like I thought it was the mystery and intrigue. However, I had recently watched Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. So when I saw him getting into the van and dapping up the other black guy, I was like, "Oh, this nigga going to jail, ain't he?" But that was just
please tell me you're on the right side of history, Matthew.
It just doesn't seem like anything special, Luis. It doesn't. It's not checking no boxes for me. Like I paused in the last frame where they're all dancing in the fire of that building.
They're not dancing, bitch. You know they're not dancing. Stop trying to dancing.
Okay, no. First off, look, you made Black Panther. Respect, Wakanda forever, and all that jazz. That's nice. But
he hasn't just made Black Panther.
That's all I've seen. That's all I've seen.
So you have no opinion. So
I do.
If you've only
I
seen
do.
One
I
of
do.
His
you know why?
Movies,
you know why? Because I'm a
he
horror savant.
Fruitvale Station.
Fruitvale Station.
Exactly.
He made Creed 1. He made two Black Panther.
I don't like
movies.
the Creed movies.
Creed. Okay, I'll give Michael B. Jordan that one. Creed went hard. All three films, I have no negatives about it. Fruitvale Station is probably his best film.
That one's great. That one's great.
There are some misses scattered in between there, but
where
Black Panther 1 and 2.
No, full cap. Mute him right now.
Full cap.
Mute him right now.
Cap.
No,
but he's only made 4 movies.
I'm back.
Muted.
I'm back.
No.
I'm back.
Okay.
Listen.
Muted.
Listen. Wait.
I'm back.
Listen. He's made
Muted.
Fruitvale Station. Did he leave or you kicked him out? Listen, he's only made 4 movies. He's made Fruitvale Station. He's made Black Panther. He made Creed, Black Panther 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Where are the misses? Where are the misses?
Look, all I'm saying. Oh,
he's talking about.
Wait,
he talking about Michael B. Jordan himself?
No, Ryan Coogler, the filmmaker.
Oh, I was talking about Michael B. Jordan.
We're talking about
Michael B. Jordan's performances.
Okay.
That's
different.
Yeah,
that's different.
Yeah,
but I think
that's what confident now are you?
No, yeah, because I think Michael's best movies are the ones he's made with Ryan, and that's without a doubt. That's nobody can argue that.
He didn't make Chronicles with Ryan.
Yeah, he's in it for 2 minutes. That's why he barely talked. He's great in Creed. Movie. He's great in Black. He's one of the best parts of the first Black Panther movie. He's amazing in Fruitvale Station. Mm-hmm. His best performances have been when he's worked with Michael B. Jordan. I mean, with Ryan Coogler.
But now he's doing a stupid fucking accent, so I can't.
But what about
which we've heard 40 seconds of,
and it was all ass.
All ass.
Or was it good?
It was bad.
It's bad. It's really bad.
It's really bad. It's not bordering on like Gambit Channing Tatum bad because that's funny.
This is at the very least purposefully bad.
Yeah, this one's like, oh man, they're gonna ADR that hopefully. Like hopefully they ugly Sonic that shit because that was.
Okay, enough negative.
But okay, no. I do have positives. I do have a positive. The way it's shot, from what I saw in the trailer, looks pretty neat. I like the ambience of how it starts with him like trying to roll up a little fucking shaky ass cigarette. I relate to that. Just rolling up a little spliff. Your hands is a little shaky, but that's just because it's cold outside. I'm not running for my life. But I don't know what was going on, and I was invested, and I was like, oh, okay, right. But for some reason, as the trailer went on, I didn't really feel the need to like answer the question of what's going on in the movie. I didn't feel super compelled as it went on. I don't know what it was. I guess I just have to wait till a horror movie comes out.
Because you hate black people. Just say
no. I mean, 2 things can be true at once. I mean, look, 2 things can be true at once. That's neither here nor there. The point is,
oh my god, god damn.
Look. Horror is my favorite when it comes to film. Right, horror is my favorite genre. Right, I like schlocky horror. I love schlocky horror. I love schlocky horror. I love like really high class, highbrow horror. I love things like fucking goddamn. There's a fucking film I watched called Evil Bong. I will watch any type of horror.
Evil Bong.
Evil Bong. It fucks. It actually fucks. All right. It's good, but I will watch literally anything. But the thing is, when I see a trailer, trailers can be incredibly misleading and and at a certain point they get generic. So I will have to wait until I see either another trailer or have more details on it because nothing grabbed me. I'm at like a 6 for hype at this.
Okay, here's what I was saying. I'll keep it short.
Go for it.
Because you guys have been shitting on this fucking trailer and y'all are out of your fucking minds for doing so. Ryan Coogler is a phenomenal filmmaker. That's it, point blank, period. I think maybe you might not have like every movie he's made, but technically and he's insane. He's such a great filmmaker. I think he's a great writer as well. And I don't think he's made one bad movie. I like all of his movies. I think the Michael B. Jordan point, sure, the acts may be bad. Okay, whatever. We've heard many actors do many a terrible accent. But I still believe that Ryan and Michael do their best work together. I think Ryan pulls and gets the best out of Michael B. Jordan. And I'm very interested. It's about vampires. It's a vampire movie set in like in the 19th century or whatever the fuck, or 20th century. I'm not sure when it's set
nice
exactly.
To have that as a mystery.
I think it's the 20th century, but it is a vampire.
Yeah, see,
also
he changed his mind because now he's seeing vampires.
It's a vampire.
Nigga vampires at that.
Vampires are very tricky to do well.
Right. Well, I just
do them.
He's gonna do it, and it's gonna be amazing. I think it looks like it's shot amazingly, and I'm excited and I'm hyped. And y'all are gonna be on the wrong side of history, and when it comes out, we're gonna be like, "This was fucking awesome," and it was sick.
I'm like, damn, that trailer was just like the 1922 trailer on Netflix. Same vibes, except not white people.
1922.
Boring is what it looks like.
Okay. Okay, to give a comparison of what box I want this to check. Have y'all seen Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix? Right, that anthology where it's a bunch of different ones. Okay, so you know the bit where it's like the train where it stops in the middle of nowhere and that guy goes into the cornfield and there's those like weird fucking monsters. If it has that kind of energy to it, I'm down because I like that. I want that kind of like something is
had
wrong
to make
here.
it relate to a fucking cartoon. To ruin it.
Your fucking cartoons, bitch.
Look,
God damn.
Look.
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Cartoon, okay? I'm sorry.
No.
I trust Michael.
I want it to be frenetic and
I want it to have like this uncanny hyper realism to where like you see little bits of the townspeople being a little bit off, a little weird, you know, but then it gets weirder and weirder and weirder, and then it just gets like fucked at the very end.
Maybe then Michael B. Jordan doesn't talk for the rest of the movie.
And if there's jump scares, I swear to God, I swear to God.
I think Ryan's too smart. He's too competent. He's too talented. It's gonna be a good movie, and I really like the premise. I mean, I like that it's about vampires. And Ryan, if anything, he always offers an interesting perspective to the movies that he's making. And the fact that he is a black man, I think makes me more excited about this because we've never seen a genre film, especially a vampire film, told from written and directed
except Blade.
But it wasn't written and directed by a black man.
This guy hasn't seen Tales from the Hood. Fucking nerd.
You haven't seen a Vampire in Brooklyn.
Vampire in Brooklyn.
Murphy. That's two. That's two right there.
Maybe if you don't fucking know what you're talking about, this point makes sense.
That episode.
You'll never find a hairline like mine.
It's gonna go on the Social Justice Warriors compilation where I'm so fucking woke I get owned. But you get what I'm saying? It looks like a horror kind of thriller.
It's a mainstream black story,
blockbuster,
horror, which is something we don't get all the time. It's interesting.
And so that excites me.
The last one I can think of is Nope and Get Out. I mean, what else is there?
Exactly.
Nope fucks. There's Us, but we don't talk about
Us.
Nope sucks.
Nope is great. Fuck you.
Anyways, that's a conversation for a different day. Let's move on. Sinners is gonna be awesome. What about you, man? What do you think?
I haven't seen the trailer yet, so I have no say on it yet. I'm gonna watch it after this episode.
I literally sent it in the group chat.
If we're going off of just the basics, the premise of the film, the cast, and the director, I have positives for it.
He gets it.
He gets it. I'm a Ryan Coogler fan. Y'all know this. I'm a Ryan Coogler fan. Black Panther is one of, if not my favorite film, it's one of my favorite films. And then Wakanda Forever is a solid follow-up. I don't care what people say. People being Gerardo, but it's a solid follow-up.
Being a dumbass. Yeah.
And then, of course, you have the other films scattered in between there. You have his other films scattered in there. You have his other films scattered in between there. Of course, Creed. Creed is one of my other favorite. I like Creed way better than I like The Rock. I don't care what anyone says. Creed, the 3 Creed movies are better than all 4 Rocky movies combined.
I agree.
All 5 Rocky movies combined.
It's nostalgia.
The first Creed movie alone
destroy us after this.
I don't give a shit. The first Creed movie alone.
We're about to get
the first
killed.
Creed movie alone is better than all the Rocky movies combined.
I agree.
I can't say that. There's nothing anyone can change my mind.
We've already established you hate black people, Aziz, so your opinion doesn't matter.
2 things can be true at once. Like I said, the one where he fights Drago is fire.
That's getting clipped.
But the Drago one is excellent. I love that one.
Anyways, Creed better, and then of course his directorial debut happens to be one of his best films, one of the most game-changing films in filmmaking, especially in black filmmaking, and one of the hardest films to watch. You cannot watch this film multiple times. It's not like you can sit down and enjoy it. It elicits something out of you that you it's what he wanted you to experience. The uncomfortableness, the cinema. Pain, the no. No, wrong comparison.
Don't ever do that.
It's just a hard watch because knowing the story of Oscar Grant and seeing what went down at Fruitvale in live action, it's heartbreaking and it's infuriating. And it's a film that should be pissing you off in the right ways, that you should be getting mad about the type of brutality and injustice going on in America. So Ryan cooked with that one
and radicalize
and. I think this next film of his should be another banger because I haven't had any negatives with Ryan, so we'll see.
I agree.
I'll watch the trailer.
Watch the trailer, Matt, and you'll be like, "This is gonna fuck. I promise.
And Proximus Rex is the cop that kills him, I think.
Yeah, Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant.
Amazing.
Cool Elon Musk.
Lots of cool.
There
is no such thing as cool Elon Musk.
Well, he's what Elon Musk thinks he looks like.
What he wishes he looked like.
Actually, no, we're disrespecting Kevin on that note. It's actually
You're right.
Elon is evil. Kevin Durant. Yeah. Kevin is good.
Evil, fat, and ugly Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
look, and stupid and racist.
Look, honestly, look, it could go either way. We could spend all day arguing about which is which, but we could already focus instead on a different type of witch with a shitty show.
That was terrible.
That was good. I loved it.
I'm 2-0. I'm 2-0, baby. I'm 2-0. I'm rigging it. I'm rigging it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
I had one that was lined up before you mentioned.
We'll do it. We'll do it.
Go ahead.
No, it's too late. It's too late. He already did the which one. He already did the which one. That one's more gooder.
He doesn't have one.
It is what it is.
He doesn't have one.
I was gonna say while you were talking about all those different cartoons, I said we went on all the way down this long ass winding road of nothing, while the witches are going down the witches road. But that shit it's too late.
That was dog shit. I'm glad you didn't fucking
say it. Oh my god.
I just put that one up right now.
Mentioned it now, honestly.
Oh my god.
Dookie dog shit boo boo.
Straight mierda, my guy.
Dookie dog shit.
Dookie dog.
Let me go back.
Let me go back over there. Hold on. Let me mierda.
Nice.
All along.
Nice.
That was the best one. That one. Let him do that.
I'll get started. This second episode didn't do much. I mean, I think the introduction. Second, right? Episode?
There's 3. He hasn't seen the third one.
There's 3 episodes. Oh, God. I got to watch another.
It dropped today. Dropped today.
Well, I'm talking about the first 2. I like the new characters, some of them. But then they go back to just being in a boring fucking show, man. The show just isn't fun.
You didn't like the second episode, really?
It wasn't fun.
Mm-mm.
Like, really? it was better than the first one, but I don't think that elevates it to good, you know?
It feels like okay, tell me if you get this idea.
And also this kid is fucking Wiccan, right?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah. What just say why are they like you can't say just fucking say it. This is annoying.
It's dumb. It's
the same bullshit as the fucking
no, he's 1,000% Wiccan, and Here's why I think so, because of the whole hex thing.
He's drawn like a twink.
No, Matt,
I was gonna say because of the whole hex thing. No, that's how we keep. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's because if they say he's Wiccan, because they're trying to appeal to as many people as possible, and people who aren't comic fans don't know who the fuck Wiccan is.
Look,
so if you say he's Wiccan,
that's on you
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
non-comic book fans aren't watching this bullshit. They're not wasting
what I'm saying,
time.
Yes, they are. What I'm saying is that they have to add an element of mystery to it, because if you're not a comic book fan, you don't know who Wiccan is. You're like, oh, who is that? I wonder who that is. Let me keep watching so I can figure out who that is, and then they'll ultimately reveal it. Comic book fans will be like. Comic book fans are gonna be like, yeah, we fucking knew, and then regular people are gonna be like, who the fuck is Wiccan? So
and they have to go watch a new Rockstars video to figure it out.
Exactly. Or they can do the right thing and watch our videos and watch this drunk explain.
Oh my god! Hold up, guys! I've done it.
What?
I spent the entire time crafting a portal into the future so I could see the ending episode. And the last episode, she's gonna read for some book and say, "You're the sacred one of the prophecy. You are the Wiccan one." And he's like, "Wiccan. I like that name." I swear.
He's gonna say that again.
Like he's like, say that again.
Miles Teller, say that again.
I like that.
I like that.
I think I got something. Like, it just feels like the most like generic diarrhea-inducing cheese I can see in television. Like, I get it just gives the vibe of like if I had a small child in a room of Hollywood executives pitching me the script to a show, and they're like, and then this happened, and then this happened, and they had to go to the place, but this guy has the magical powers, and he does the zappity zap, and then this happened, and it feels like there's not a story. It feels like generic AI garbage.
AZ just said all babies are mentally disabled.
Counter theory.
Technically, yes.
Real quick counter theory. Whoever we're thinking is Wiccan, it's either Wiccan or it's Nicholas Scratch, Agatha's child, who she sacrificed for the Darkhold. That's a very obvious counter theory, but everyone's gonna think it's
well, it's one of the two.
Yeah.
It's also it just doesn't have enough to grab me, and like it's also made me not like Aubrey Plaza. I go back and watch Parks and Rec, and now I scowl. Like it makes me upset.
She's been in one episode.
literally.
Exactly my point.
Stop.
Exactly
so
my
dramatic.
point. Look,
you're so dramatic.
All right, I might be. Look. It's just I don't find her character engaging, and it feels weird. Like, I might maybe this third episode will change my motivation.
She's fine as fuck. That's all that matters.
No, she's beautiful. I'll say that. This is my fallback wife number 583. Huh? I don't identify with me. I don't do that. I'm an ally. But
you just did that right there.
You just did, literally.
What?
Allegedly.
It's just nothing in the show is grabbing my attention the way I thought it would. There's not really any intrigue generated, and I think that really stems from the core of making a show around a character who had a song number in like a little bit of WandaVision that even in the comics isn't that much of a big player, and they're trying to stretch her into something that she's not, and it's not working for me. I don't care. I don't know.
Yeah,
but go ahead,
Matt.
I
think that makes sense because I don't care about the mission of this show.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck if she gets her powers back.
Oh God,
what's she gonna do with them?
I do.
She can cross that road and get hit by a bus for all I fucking care.
She's gonna be in the next fucking Doctor Strange movie. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agatha.
Okay.
I need you to distract Doctor Doom.
I need you to distract Kang.
I need you to distract Iron Man.
That's how they kill him. Okay.
By boring him.
2 episodes in, I like it.
Fuck off.
Is it the greatest thing I've ever seen? No. Of course not. It's not, but I like the second episode I really do think was fun. I think it was fun. I think the characters are fun. I think their relationships and their interactions are fun. I really like that last part of that second episode where the witches are coming and teens trying to run away from them. They're trying to open up the portal. I thought that was I thought it was just a goofy and dumb and stupid.
You like that there's a fucking pig on the team, huh? You like that too?
No, of course
not. Hey, hold on.
There's
another boot for you to lick over there.
They made her a woman of color, and I am an ally.
Oh yeah, I love when people of color join the force and start fucking keeping our people down. That's so great. Love that.
Our people.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but cops don't like Mexicans either.
AZ, I hope you realize there's only one race. The human race.
Oh, fuck off.
anyways, I think but I don't know.
I do like that the gardener lady is one of the witches though. That's
funny. Oh yeah,
I found that funny.
I love her. I want her.
I don't know. Stuff. Like I said, I think it's fun. I think it's campy and dumb and lighthearted in a sense, and I don't know. I'm really receptive to it. I'm just I know what I'm expecting. I know what to expect. I know what to expect. Know what I'm getting, and so I'm just I'll let it wash over me, win me over, and I'll have to watch the rest of the series. Could this change? Of course.
I guess if it's better than Secret Wars.
Secret Invasion.
Can't really complain. Yeah, Secret Invasion. I can't complain all that much. I just
first off,
bullshit. Secret bullshit.
The main reason. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I just think it's I think it knows what it's trying to be, and it's we're not gonna take this shit too seriously. We're just gonna fuck around, make jokes. It's goofy and dumb and fun, and if it tickles your fancy, it tickles your fancy. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But that's the case with everything, right? like the cartoons that you watch, AZ, tickle your fancy. They obviously don't tickle ours, right? We think most of that shit is dog shit. You don't. And that's perfectly fine because it wasn't made for you, right? A lot of the movies that I like, you guys like to bully me and say that it's like pretentious or whatever, but that's just like kind of like my shit, and that's what tickles my fancy. It doesn't tickle yours, you know. And I think it's very important to be aware of that shows and content, for lack of a better term, it is made with audiences in mind. And I just don't, you know, if you don't like it and it's not for you, then you're just not the intended target audience, and that's okay. And that's fine.
But also, sometimes things also are just kind of bad. They're just kind of not good.
It's kind of
stinky poo-poo farts.
It's all like, right. It's not worse than Ant-Man.
Look, it's not worse than. It's definitely not worse than Acolyte. Like, it's not terrible. Like, it's not bad. But it's like I want, maybe this third episode will turn me around. I mean, granted, the first episode did have Agatha naked. That was a fun surprise. But I didn't think they were gonna show just straight up.
All he does is just like sexualize women. It's crazy.
Look. No, because I was like, wow,
that's the one right there, officer.
Yeah, we don't do that.
It's that man right there.
We don't do that here.
I objectify.
Did you see his hands?
I was saying
I've never seen him do that before.
She's in remarkable shape. She's in remarkable shape. That's what I was thinking, because I objectify physical fitness. And not
now he's being ageist. Now he thinks a woman her age can't be sexy.
I didn't say that because I didn't say anything about her age.
Matter of fact, watches cartoons and is a piece of shit. Wow.
Watches cartoons, hates women, checks out,
talking to
and hates black people.
Is this Twitter? Is this Twitter I'm talking to? What is happening?
That boy is on X.
But
you're on X,
I think it's just times also where the dialogue is kind of just like, oh, all right, that's
the most egregious. I think
it's not the most egregious. It sometimes gets like kind of clunky. Like the explanation of that guy who was talking to her while she was naked in front of the lawn. But that exposition was a little bit clunky, but I was like, all right.
See, but I think that's the point. I think it's on purpose.
Oh, yeah. This show's like dog shit on purpose.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
The author's intention was to be ass.
Stop.
Of course.
No, that's not. Shut up. You can't use
it was
that
supposed to look like the end of a Disney Channel episode.
Just because you're stupid and satire went over your head and sarcasm went over your head because you're too fucking autistic to understand it.
Nothing will
doesn't mean that this
nothing
show
can
is
go
dog
over my head. I'll just catch it, dumbass.
No. You can't. No, you can't be like, I'm too autistic to understand sarcasm, so that means it's bad. You can't do that. I'm sorry. We're not gonna do this today. That was the worst example you could use because it was on purpose. It's supposed to be over-explanatory and kind of be like, hey, and this is the part where we do exposition. And you can tell by how I'm delivering the lines and where it's taking place in the story. Like, it's like, that's the point, you know?
Hey, I don't like
whether or not you think it works. Whether or not you think it works is besides the point, right? But that is, as AZ said, the artist's intention.
Artist is a strong word.
Okay. We'll check back in halfway through the season and see what's up.
Some quick positives before we move on. Season one, Jesus Christ. Episode 1 started off too slow for me, but it picked up in episode 2 for sure. Y'all haven't seen episode 3 yet. It does pick up a little bit more as well. But I think episode 2, especially the last 20 minutes of last 10 minutes, last 15 minutes of episode 2 went much better than the first episode. First episode did well of tying back to WandaVision. It's very obvious who the dead body was at the beginning of the episode. Y'all, if you don't know that,
I don't think that was meant to be up for interpretation.
You'll be surprised, bro. You'll be surprised what kind of people exist in the society that are allowed to vote.
Like, that was Nicholas Scratch, her sacrificed son. Yeah, I know comics.
It was Mephisto.
Mephisto.
The bees that you see flying around, that's Mephisto's agent.
You're right.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I feel like
the rest of the show should this is me being optimistic. It should really get better as we keep going.
I agree.
I think it will, and we'll see how
we shall see.
It continues to, right now it's just kind of waddling along, and we'll see how it kind of.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Honestly, it's not so black and white. Speaking of things that are black and white,
I hate you.
Matt, take it away. Do the thing, Matt.
This show waddling along, but we got one show that ain't waddling. That shit's straight running. Unlike the flightless bird that it's about, the penguin, a motherfucking goated show.
I should have took that one. That was ass. All right, let's talk about the penguin. Let's go.
Goated show. Okay. Let's talk about the Sopranos. The Sopranos of the DC universe. Man, I told my girlfriend straight up, Matt Reeves made this universe, and Matt Reeves don't miss. And seeing how this show played out, the first episode was like an hour and 20 minutes long. I don't care, bro. I watched the fuck out of that. That shit was so good.
Didn't feel like it.
It felt great. It felt
was phenomenal. An hour 20?
It flew by, dude.
That flew. I didn't even notice. That's incredible.
Cinema, bro.
That's a whole movie.
When you see a game-changing film, film is not even the right word. A game-changing piece of cinema, such as the Batman artwork, such as the Batman, and then you see a follow-up show in the same universe, that's known as the Penguin. You already know what's going on.
The Penguin,
the Pingoat, the Goat Gwyn,
El Pingüino.
And El Pingüino, yeah, bro.
There you go. Yeah.
And then you got Colin Farrell back in the penguin costume. This
fucking
is like
unrecognizable.
Unrecognizable.
I had to convince my girlfriend that was Colin Farrell.
Oh,
you know what's funny? I was watching SWAT before I watched this. The SWAT movie, and it's like, what the fuck? This is two different people, bro. There's no way.
He's an upsettingly handsome man, dude. It's incredible.
And then you see him in this, it's like, what the hell? So the makeup crew, the costume crew deserves a big ass raise. I hope the show wins hella Emmys when it comes time for Emmy season, because this is fucking good. This is good cinema. This is good TV, bro.
Speaking of the makeup, one thing I really like that they did, his foot is fucking gross.
Gnarly.
His foot is diabolical.
It's not gross.
Oh my god,
just the way he is.
No.
Here's the Cinestro quote. We don't shame people with disabilities.
No. He looks like an uncooked fucking Greek gyro, like those slabs of meat you see rotating is attached to his ankle. It's fucking
his opinions are his own.
Yes.
His thoughts are his own.
No.
We don't endorse.
The Penguin is hideous. Colin Farrell is beautiful, but the Penguin himself is hideous, and I love it.
The other differently able people in real life are also beautiful.
And your value is not determined by your external beauty, because there's so much more to human beings than just what you look like. Anyways, continue.
Bro said Oswald Cobb is ugly. That's exactly what I heard coming from AZ's mouth.
That's fucked up. He said his value is determined by his attractiveness, and that's crazy.
Speaking of Oswald Cobb,
look. The reason I was saying that is because whenever I see the Penguin, I want him to live up to his name. He's supposed to be gross, like not pleasant to look at. That's the whole reason.
Danny DeVito Penguin goated.
Not necessarily like to that extent. That was gross, but like I want like a fine line between like I could see this man going out in broad day, people approaching.
A realistic way.
Exactly, and the way that like his face, the way that his face and leg are fucked up, not just from like, you know, I assume bad genetics and years of like crime and shit. Just having hatred in his heart and being a bad man, much like Donald Trump. I think what happened, I think that compounded with when Batman like rammed the fuck through his car and fucked up his whole body, had his shit just chopped, made him even worse than he is now. And with the collapse of like the Falcone organization, which by the way, the recap they did at the beginning is so it's so rapid. It's so fast. I was like, going into this, I was like, man, I don't know if I'm going to remember. Do I need to watch the Batman beforehand? I didn't. It was 3 a.m. I didn't have the time. I turned this on, and I was just like, immediately, boom, 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 boom. We're here. In the span of less than a minute, they catch you up with everything you need to know. It is remarkably well done. The way that the Penguin acts, the way that he just immediately fucking shoots Falcone's kid, and we just start off like that. That's like how it begins. He essentially starts a miniature gang war, or like the seeds of it.
No, that shit.
And he
that
takes
shit
that
right
kid.
there.
Also, right.
No, go ahead. Keep going. That shit right there, though.
Oh,
what's his? Sorry, go for
it.
Matt Reeves didn't create the show. It's a guy named Lauren, a person named Lauren LaFranc, and they're LaFranc, and they're the showrunner. But he's an executive. He's an executive producer.
No, it's the fact that it's Matt Reeves' universe.
Yeah. And he's involved.
You guys know how much I adore and like glorify the Batman. There's nothing wrong I can say about the Batman. So I knew going into this show, I had high expectations, and my expectations were met on the first episode. And I knew that like once he shot Alberto, I already knew what type of ride we were in for, because like that happens like 10 15 minutes in, 20 minutes in, something like that, right?
20
minutes in. The exposition goes like that, and he's already killed a motherfucker, the new boss of the Falcone family, and now you're seeing the groundwork of him taking over Gotham. Basically, that's why I'll put it. And
or starting, because I think that's where the
show
ends. Is him becomes this new criminal kingpin, which then leads directly into the Batman 2, in which he's now an established. New kingpin of the underworld of Gotham, and so
and we'll probably get they say it's going to be a little bit after everything that happened in the Batman. I'm assuming it's going to be Mr. Freeze. I really hope so. I truly do, because I want it to be. I want to see how they do that take on.
Give me Hush.
Nah, I said it said episode the first movie.
If we
the
do
Riddler,
Mr. Freeze, bring in Patrick Schwarzenegger.
Stop.
Mute him.
That's so bad.
Mute him.
It's so bad, bro. He's tweeting about it. He wants it so bad.
That man's
he's over here. He's over here. How many? At Matt Reeves. How many retweets for me to be Iceman? For me to be Mr. Freeze?
Matt Reeves
is gonna fucking block him.
Matt Reeves is gonna say 7 billion.
He's tweeting him the different gifts of Arnold as Mr. Freeze. Everybody chill.
What a desperate bitch.
No, one other thing I want to drop on here too. The decision to make Sophia Falcone like this small, dainty girl versus like the burly versus like in the comics she's like real gruff.
Question.
She's menacing. She's imposing. But like having Sophia Falcone.
Palm Springs.
Casting Kristen Milioti as Sophia was a solid choice, because she may not be imposing physically.
I don't know why, but she's like upsetting. I like
her performance in this show, bro. She's terrifying, and I want to see how they expand on that going forward, because Sophia is fucking crazy, and she's doing a good job of displaying not all of it, but displaying bits and pieces of it, just enough for us to know that she's got some more unhinged bits about her. Shit. She's on that. On that shit.
I like that adaptive choice, because instead of making her physically imposing, they're making her menacing and imposing in another way, right? Like,
through her reputation and
through her personality, how she acts and her actions. And I think that's such a smart choice, because you see Kristen Milioti and you're like, oh, she's so dainty, and like you said, dainty and small, and kind of she seems frail, but she's evil and calculated and smart and cunning. And that's what's terrifying about her, not her physicality. And so I think that's
not her stature or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, can we talk about Victor and Oz for a second? I love them. I love them. I like that. I know they mentioned it in that little energy. They mentioned it in that little segment they do after these like big HBO shows where they talk about it. But like I noticed it too, that immediately when Oz saw that Victor had a disability, he just like warmed up a little tiny bit. But it's like you saw it, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, okay, so this is gonna be his new second in command. He's gonna bring him with him as he climbs the
corporate ladder of
the ladder of the underworld in Gotham. And I was like, oh,
you know what?
I want to see where this goes.
You know what vibe that kind of gives me the relationship between him and the kid? It reminds me a little bit of I think it's called Harlem Nights, or what's the movie? It's where Robert De Niro, and there's that he has his son who grows up in like the half black, half Italian neighborhood, and like the gangsters his friend. A Bronx Tale. It reminds me of that. It's got that kind of energy to it, and I like that. Now my worry is when she's talking about how Oz is willing to get anyone killed. I hope to God
it's almost definitely gonna be him.
If it happens, foreshadowed like a
I don't want it to happen. It's gonna hurt me, but I know in order for him to become the cold son of a bitch that Penguin is,
of course,
it might have to happen. And I don't want him to get Uncle Ben, but I don't make the rules, man. I just watch.
Some people are in someone's life just to be character development, and that's what's gonna be. That's what Victor is gonna be. For Oz, more likely. But I love it. I love it.
About their relationship, I was like, oh, lone wolf and cub. And I was just like, oh, it's so interesting how that's something that we've seen so much of recently. I was like, but it has a new skin. I was like, and I really like that. But man, it's just, this show's great. They're cooking, bro. They're firing on all cylinders. I think all the actors are great. I think the direction is great. I really like how they seem to be sticking to Matt Reeves' stylistic vision. It looks like it's a part of the Batman universe. It's not too distinct or too different from that, and so it all feels congruent and of a piece. And I'm also in
the same camp of. I was just gonna say I'm also in the same camp of like what you said about it looking like it's still plugging. Mind you, this is a week after the events of the Batman 2. By the way, it's like a week or so.
Oh wow!
So it's fresh.
It's right after.
And I'm thinking, I don't think this will happen, but it would be cool if it does. If Batman shows up in some form,
he's not. There's no way.
No,
it won't happen. It won't happen. But it would be cool if at some, even if it's like, it's dark, even if it's just like dark at night, and you just see the bat signal.
No, because look,
does that sucks.
And also what I.
What I'm thinking is like that he's doing this whole, I'm taking over Gotham, I'm climbing to the top. I've been at the bottom for all this time, and now I'm like I'm
with AZ on this.
I'm handling shit. Let me explain my reasoning why I want this to happen.
Right, go for it.
Because I want him to be like, yes, I may be, yes, Batman exists, but I run this shit. I run the streets. I control Gotham. Yes, there's politicians. Yes, there's people who can be bought. Batman made this one person that I can't buy, and I want that to be kind of like his own little challenge without bringing Batman fully into the fold. We don't need Batman in this show. Batman can have his own. He's on his own with the Batman movies. Of course, the Batman 2 comes out in 2027 or whenever, but it would be cool to see that like juxtaposition of, hey, we just watched this 3-hour movie showing this guy build from Playboy billionaire, or not even Playboy billionaire yet. He's working on that persona, but emo billionaire to this vigilante figure. Mm-hmm. We're watching this formerly broke, disabled person turn into a criminal kingpin of one of the largest cities in America in the comics. So I want to see that like that comparison, so to speak. That's basically. I don't want. Right. I'm not saying I want Batman to pop up and start fucking shit up.
So look. Let me tell you. Let me tell you a little bit. Let me tell you both why that's forced shit, right? Let me tell you.
I agree with you, bitch.
No. I mean both, as in Gerardo, because Gerardo sounded like he was agreeing with Matt.
I'm okay with him showing up. I think it'd be even better if he doesn't show up, but you just hear about just one of Oswald's men getting fucked up. And they're like, it was him. It was him.
He's got to show up in some way. I'm not saying Batman popping up to square off with Oswald.
I just feel like, okay, you know how Daredevil shows up in the first episode of Echo and then never again? But a lot of crazy shit happens in Echo, or even just in any of the other Marvel movies where you're like, yo, why is no one helping with this? Why isn't he here? Right? I feel like because it's been so long since the Batman has come out and we're focusing on Penguin, right? And naturally, after getting the shit kicked out of him, shot, falling several stories, and being electrocuted, Bruce is going to need to recuperate. It's been like a week. There's no way he's back to crime fighting.
He always just goes back out though.
But this is very early years. But this is very early years Bruce. So maybe he goes
back out.
But he's learned from the Riddler, so he's probably preparing, getting that contingency, all this, that, and the third. What I'm saying is, I would prefer to have that mentality with Batman because I don't want to see things get crazier with the gang war in Gotham, where there's like gunfire and all this wild shit in the streets, and then you're asking, "Wait a minute, we saw Batman. Where's Batman?" I don't want to even think of Batman remotely. I want to focus on the Penguin. I want to have that narrow view because I feel like if you bring him in, it's going to deter from that. It's the same with Gotham, right? Gotham did not know how to be a Batman-related show without Batman, even though it had the building blocks to do so. The Penguin has demonstrated through this hour and 21st episode that it can do that. It has the purpose. It has the vision, the direction to do that without being like, hey, here's a 16-year-old Bruce Wayne in a costume fighting a 30-year-old Joker.
It's a very simple distinction. It should be a crime show. A crime show, a character drama that happens to be set in the Batman universe, not a superhero show disguised as a crime show. Because that's when that shit starts to get too convoluted and gets too complicated, and you're just like, this is dumb. We're focusing on the wrong shit. It's too fan servicey. It should just be a good crime show that focuses on the Penguin and his ascent to power and all the obstacles that are presented to him along his ascent and how he gets there. And that's what we should focus on. And I like that there's kind of sprinkling Batman in, but just be like by name. Oh, the vigilante, the Batman, and what happened the week before, and that's it.
Yeah,
you never see him. Yeah, if we don't see him,
it's
then
the Bat.
God, I want New Jersey accents pop up.
I really do. I would 1,000% agree with you, Luis, because I feel like it will just distract and deter, and it'll end up like the MCU with their shows, where it starts to feel like homework, where you need to watch a thing to get a thing, right? I feel like both of these have the potential. Both the Batman and Penguin have the potential to stand by themselves, and the Batman is already established; it can stand by itself. So if the Penguin manages to be a successful Batman show without revolving around Batman or involving the Caped Crusader in any fashion, outside of maybe like the thing that happened last week, perfect. Like how the Netflix shows just called that thing in New York The Incident. They didn't talk about it. They just were like, The Incident. I like that. Focus on this.
Which
I don't want to
care. Unrealistic because we all know New Yorkers are dramatic as fuck. They would have been like, never forget. Blah blah blah.
They build a monument remembering the incident.
They'd build a wall in the sky. The sun would be blocked out. Yeah.
No, you're right. All right, we'll definitely
great show. Penguin Fucks. It's awesome.
It would definitely be
go watch it.
Spoken about in at depth, at length. Just like this episode, we've spoken at length about many a topic, but another thrilling episode is in the books. Huge thanks to everyone who tuned in today. Keep the excitement going by following us on all platforms at Cinestro Corp, no S. Follow the homie AZ on Twitch at twitch.tv/Tari Singo. Follow him on the Twitter, on the YouTube at Tari Singo. Follow our homies Backstage OL. For all information, Hollywood, movies, TV, Backstage OL is the place to go. David coming back soon, inshallah. He will explain everything backstage related. Let you guys know all the great stuff that they have going on over there. Go ahead and remember to smash that like and subscribe button so y'all never ever miss a beat. Go ahead and do us a huge favor by sharing this channel out on our YouTube channel, our Spotify link. Share it with your friends and your family. Go ahead and leave us a stellar 5-star review wherever you catch this podcast, and let us know what you think, what we should talk about in the next episode. Y'all support means the absolute world to us. And until the next time, guys, stay cool, stay in school, and brush your teeth, eat your veggies, and we'll see you on the next time on Cinestro Core. Peace.
Core, we're the dream, yeah. New episode Saturday afternoon. We in your ear, that comic book crew. More good it takes. with a